So lately I've been thinking about the word discouragement. There are days that are pretty dark, but the question for me has been, how do I get myself from that dark state? There's a worldview that has been communicated to us that being discouraged is just for the weak. The truth is that being discouraged is not just for the weak, but actually also for the strong. Being discouraged is simply a loss of motivation or confidence to do the things we want to do. And sometimes this can be pretty hard. It's no news that the crazy advancement in technology, modern civilization has contributed in one way or the other to the high level of discouragement. Take for instance social media. We have become so conditioned and glued to our small gods, phones, and dangerous pets, social media, that it's so easy for us to become so discouraged by things out there, either by crazy news or just by our own deeds of comparison. Those small gods in our pockets, on our tables, bags, lockers, have made it so easy for us all to compare our life to other people's lives. And most of the times this act of comparison is done based on the most ridiculous metric, like outfits, the number of cars someone has on social media, and vacation trips, and a whole bunch of crazy stuff. But I've come to realize how intentional I need to be just to get my head or my mind in the right space. So here are some practical tips or ways that have helped me to achieve just that. These tips have helped me to fight discouragement at some point in my life, and I hope they're useful. So let's just get right into it. Number one, stop comparing yourself to other people. It's just not worth it. I feel like I need to remind myself every day, probably, that there's just no point comparing myself to other people, because everyone is just on different lanes of life. I think 𝗀𝗵𝗃𝗃 said this perfectly well. Stop comparing your behind the scenes with everyone's highlight reel. Number two, major on the major and minor on the minor. Simply put, focus on today. I'm not saying we shouldn't plan for tomorrow or for the future. What I'm just saying is there's just enough wisdom in focusing on the now. Point number three, focus on your strengths and not your weakness. I've come to realize that the moment I shift my gaze and focusing on my weakness, that's actually the moment I feel discouraged, because I'm like, oh, there's a whole bunch of things I'm not good at. There's a whole bunch of things I'm not, but wait, there's also a whole bunch of things that I'm good at. So why not focus on your strength? I see journaling as a means to fan the flame of hope when things get pretty dark. Just the simple act of penning down my thoughts and my emotions in a piece of book has helped me bring things into perspective and light into the situation. Bonus point, talk to a friend, a close one, family, someone that's closer to you. Alright guys, I hope this tips helps you in one way or the other. And remember, these tips are pretty much subjective. So, if it helps you, great. And if it doesn't, all the best. But yeah, we'd love to hear from you guys on how you fight discouragement, okay? So just drop the comment down below and I'll get back to you. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Peace.